Hi folks, today I'm doing a review of the Moto G mobile smartphone from Motorola. This is the Moto G. It's got a 4.5-inch screen. It's a very nice phone. It's at the moment it's £99 on O2 and on Vodafone, pay as you go, with a £10 top up. You have to buy a £10 top up with it, unless you're an existing customer of O2. Anyway, this is the phone. Very nice bright screen on it. It's a stock Android 4.4.2. Actually, I could be wrong there. It may not be stock Android. It's as near as stock as possible. It's basically very plain Android. This phone is a quad-core 1.2 GHz processor. It's got a gigabyte of RAM. It's got this model has got 8 GB of flash, but you can get a 16 gig version, non-expandable. Motorola are actually bringing out an expandable version in June, but at the moment this is the version you get, which is put the camera in focus. It's actually non-expandable. This is the 8 gig version I'm reviewing here. You've got a front-facing 1.3 megapixel camera here, and you've got the speaker grill. You got to the bottom, you got micro USB port, a microphone port here. On the back you've got a 5 megapixel camera, an LED flash, and you've got the Motorola dimple, which is like a where you put your thumb basically and you're using it. It's quite nice to hold, and then you've got a nice loudspeaker there. Headphone jack on the top, another microphone. I think that's for noise cancelling. What do I think of the phone? Right, it's a lovely phone, really lovely. It's got a 1280 by 720 HD display, IPS panel, very nice. I'll give you some examples of the colour quality. Oh, sorry. Say for example, if I twist the camera to this angle, I'll do it out of the light actually, I'll do it down here. You see that the screen quality doesn't hardly change at all. The colour's still very visible, doesn't twist or go negative as usual with cheaper TN based LCDs. This IPS panel is really nice, very bright. I'll just slide down from the top and you can see the brightness control here, and then I can slide the brightness up and down or put it on auto, which I prefer to do. Oh, come back again. Auto. That's auto brightness. But for the review, I'm going to leave it on to full brightness for the review. So, yeah, it's a lovely phone. Really lovely. I mean, for £99, it's pretty hard to beat. I know there are other people. I think T-Mobile EE are trying to release a phone which is around about the same sort of price, which is a rebranded Huawei phone, which is not very the specs are similar, but they're nowhere near as good as this. I mean, this is made by Motorola, the people who invented the people who invented the mobile phone. It's a joy to use this phone. I mean, it's so solid, so solidly made. I mean, the battery life, I get about a day and a half out of it. It's easily one of the best battery life I've seen on a smartphone ever. Apart from a Nokia, of course, a Nokia 3310, I mean, they last about 2 weeks. But this is a smartphone, for goodness sake. I mean, you can use it full time for a day and still have battery left at the end of the day. It's amazing. Speed, it's very fast, very snappy. For example, I'll give you a YouTube test. Let's go back. Let's do a test video. Let's go back. You can hear how loud these speakers are, can't you? Very loud indeed. Very loud speaker. yeah, this is a Motorola Moto G. I mean, I can't rate this phone highly enough. My friend bought one of these off me, and he's absolutely overjoyed with it. And he's an iPhone user. Like I say, this is using Android version 4.4.2, which is KitKat. I actually said 4.2.2 earlier, which was wrong. Sorry. This is it came with a Vodafone build of Android. It came with a Vodafone branded version of this build of Android on it. I've actually flashed in the stock UK retail ROM, which means you'll get the updates from Google as soon as they come out, instead of having to go through Vodafone or whichever supplier supplied your phone. This phone you can unlock for about £1.60, £1.80 on eBay. Don't pay Vodafone or Orange to unlock it, for goodness sake. They'll make you wait weeks and weeks and weeks, possibly months, and they'll charge you about 20 or 30 quid. You're far better off going to eBay and getting an unlock code for £2 or £3, maybe around about £1.80 usually, within a couple of hours. Camera quality, very, very decent actually. I'll take an HDR shot and show you. Make sure my HDR's on. You've got this little circle in the middle of the screen. You can put your thumb on that and drag that around to move the exposure and focus point. So let's leave it there. When it goes green, that means time to take the shot. Now, to take the shot, you press your finger on anywhere on the screen apart from where that circle is. Sorry, my camera isn't focusing very well. Now, to get the menu up, you slide from the left. You've got control of focus and exposure off, control of focus and exposure on. You've got panorama mode at the bottom. You've got flash, auto on off. You've got HDR. I prefer to leave that on most of the time. On. I'll do a test shot for you. Let's do a test shot of the garden. Let's do a sample. That's taken the shot now. Okay, so we'll see how that came out, shall we? Go to the gallery. That's not my garden, is it? Come on. That's the sea. Okay. So, as you can see, that's HDR. That's actually come out really, really well. Come out really nicely, actually. That's an HDR mode. You can do burst photos as well. So, I'll go back to the camera. If I hold my finger on the screen, it's taking burst photos, you see. That's enough of that. So this is a Motorola Moto G. I mean, yeah, the specs are amazing. I mean, for £99, quad-core 1.2 GHz processor, as I said before. Gigabyte of RAM, 8 gigabytes of flash or 16 gigabytes of flash. Very solidly built. The battery, I think, is 2000 milliamp hour, give or take a few milliamp hours. It's about 2000 milliamp hour battery. Very, very nice. It comes in a box with a micro USB cable. Doesn't come with a charger, but you can charge it from a computer or any other USB standard charger. Like I say, front-facing camera, which is there. There's a back camera. On the right-hand side, you've got your volume down and volume up buttons. Power button here. A really, really nice phone. A really, really nice phone. For the price, you can't go wrong for the price. You really can't. It's not an iPhone, it's not an HTC One X or HTC One M8, but it is a £99 quad-core smartphone with a very, very decent specification. I'll give you a flash sample. Well, actually, I'll turn the torch flashlight app on so you can see how that fares. There's your flash. Obviously, the camera is reducing the brightness for the exposure on this video, but yeah, it's a very, very bright flash. Could also be used as a torch, as with most Android phones. So there we go. That's the Motorola Moto G. What else do I want to tell you? I mean, the browser, you've got standard Google Chrome, you've got built-in, you've got settings are very detailed, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc, etc. It's just standard Android stuff. Developer options if you're a developer like me. You can also put Clockwork mod on this phone. Let me give you a demonstration of that. So I shut the phone down by holding the power button in. Power it off. Oops, no, I rebooted into safe mode by mistake. Whoops. One thing you will like is the boot animation. It's very, very pretty. Not that it actually affects the usage of the phone very much, but it's a very pretty boot animation. Various things going on the planet, various oversized buildings and landscapes animated. Very nice. It's lovely weather out here today, look. Beautiful weather. Just beautiful. You can actually see the sky. Anyway, so let's power it off properly and get into Clockwork mod. You need to, if you're not adept at flashing ROMs and flashing custom recoveries, I wouldn't advise this, but you can actually boot into Clockwork mod by holding down. Once you flash Clockwork mod recovery, you hold down volume down and power. Turn it on. And there you go. This screen comes up. It says volume up selects, volume down scrolls. So we go down to recovery, which is this one underneath, and then select it. Now I'm going to boot into Clockwork mod. Then you can flash your ROM if you want to. I just use it for backing up my phone and rooting it. Reboot system now. When you're actually in Clockwork mod, the buttons change. Up and down are actually up and down, and the power button is select. So reboot it. Root access possibly lost. Fix. No, I don't want to do that, because if you do that, it messes it all up. So there we go. I mean, and also this phone, Motorola actually let you unlock the bootloader, which apparently avoids your warranty. And a big red notice comes on when it boots up after you've unlocked the bootloader. A big red notice with lots of text underneath that says, "Warning: you have unlocked your bootloader. Blah blah blah. You've avoided your warranty." Well, you can get rid of that because you can actually reflash the logo file, the boot logo file into the phone. So that stupid warranty thing doesn't appear anymore. But yeah, I mean, this is a great phone. Really good phone. Very hackable. If you're into that sort of thing, but as a consumer, it's a very lovely phone. It's got a soft, very sort of soft, velvety, rubberized, well, very hard sort of rubberized plastic back. Really nice. Really nice on the hand. It's got good heft to it, a good balanced weight distribution. Feels nice in the hand. It sort of sits nicely in the palm. What can I tell you? You know how to use Android, I'm sure. A lovely phone. 3G signal always comes up nicely. I've got airplane mode on at the moment because no doubt, as always, if I do a review, someone will try and ring me or text me, which is annoying. So I've turned my airplane mode on, apart from Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi signal is brilliant, by the way. Excuse me. Wi-Fi signal is absolutely fantastic. Wi-Fi reception is brilliant on this phone. It really is good. It's stellar. I have no problems with picking up Wi-Fi around the back of my house, which is very thick brick walls. This house, very thick brick walls. It has no problem at all picking up the signal from the back of the house where the router is miles away from it. It's a really good phone. I mean, I can't praise it enough. I mean, it's not an iPhone, but so what? It's £99. The 16 gig version I think is either 130 or between 130 and 160, which is, I wouldn't pay for that. I'd wait for the Moto G 4G to come out, which is due sometime in June, they say, which will have an SD card slot, micro SD card slot. So I'd get that one. I mean, if you want to wait, I would wait. I think the only difference between that one and this one is this one has 3G, that one will have 4G LTE, and that one will also, the new one will also have a micro SD card slot. And that's the only difference as far as I know. And they look identical. Oh, and you can get a white version as well, whereas this one's only available in black. You can get flip shells for this. You basically is a rubberized back cover, which these actually unclip from the bottom. You replace it with that, and then it flips over the front and protects your screen. Haven't actually got that to hand. But yeah, there we go. That's the Moto G, a lovely phone, and it's about between £99 and £110 on O2. I think it's £99 if you buy it as an upgrade customer, a pay-as-you-go upgrade, or it's £110 if you're a brand new O2 pay-as-you-go customer. I don't like recommending Vodafone, but if you're desperate, they're in the Vodafone shop and they're £110, and they make you buy a Vodafone voucher, £10 voucher, which is a bit lame, but hey, whatever. Yeah, I love this phone, really lovely. Thanks very much. That's the Motorola Moto G 8GB. One very nice subtle feature of this phone is the white pulsing notification light between the camera at the front and the speaker grille. Very, very soft, evenly lit white LED. Not too bright and blinding, it just sits there. It reminds me of the old white TFT panel iMacs that used to have the sleep lights that used to be behind the plastic at the bottom of the unit. It used to pulse very slowly in white, just to let you know it's sleeping. Very, very, very similar to this. Just subtle, lets you know you've got a missed call, missed text, email, etc. Just sits there pulsing away. Very, very nice. Bye bye.